Welcome to week 5. You are getting so close to the end. Great job so far. First day of week 5, let's get right into it. We're going to start with breathing. Now we've talked about kind of belly breathing, 2-zone breathing. Now we're going to get into 3-zone breathing. So we've got our lower belly, we've got kind of our lower rib cage, and then we've got up into our shoulders. So what I want you to do is when you're laying down, one hand on the lower belly, one hand on kind of the upper chest. And what I want you to do is think about all 3 zones. So you're going to start by trying to, when you inhale, fill the lower belly first. So let's go ahead and inhale through the nose and fill the lower belly, then the lower ribs, then into the chest, and exhale. Now when you inhale, you're going to feel some tension. Your shoulders are going to kind of rise up or move around, and that's okay. Let's go ahead again. Inhale, think about the lower belly, the lower back, the middle ribs, all the way around side to side, into the chest. And let it all out. You really want to let everything deflate and exhale all the way on the exhale. Let's go ahead again and inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale and think about all those little areas. Your back, your sides, your shoulders. And exhale and let it all out. And start to notice the points of tension. Let's do one more and inhale through the nose, lower belly, lower ribs, up into the shoulders, and exhale. Good. Okay, let's get to some cat-cow, get our spine warmed up. So hands right under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. Let's spread the fingers nice and wide. And we're going to inhale as we drop our belly and look up, tail up to the sky. And exhale, curl everything down. And inhale, look up. Really push the chest forward, the shoulder blades fall back. And exhale, curl down. And think about pulling your belly button to your spine, drop your head. And up. Inhale. Down, curl, pull the belly button to the spine, tuck the chin. And up and inhale. And down, curl. One more. Up, press the chest forward, belly to the floor. And down. Curl everything, pull the belly button to the spine. Good, and relax. Let's do another round of each. So laying on your back, one hand on the lower belly, one hand on the chest. We're going to think about those 3 separate zones. Now what I want you to think about is also getting the back of your body and the sides. So it's not just about the front moving, but all of this expanding all the way around. All right, let's go for it. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 3, 4, 5, all the way out, all the air out. And inhale from the bottom up, a little more, get the shoulders all the way full, and exhale. And push the air in at the end. And inhale, big, huge breath this time. And exhale. Do 2 more. Inhale, biggest breath you've done yet. Fill all the way around your whole torso. And exhale, let it all the way out. Let everything relax. One more. Inhale. Remember, sides, back, front, everything fills. And exhale. Good. Let's go into cat-cow again. So on hands and knees, spread the fingers nice and wide. And we're going to inhale, drop our belly, drop our chest, look up, eyes up. And exhale, look down, curl everything. And up. And down. And up. Really think about pushing the chest forward, get that mid-back opened up a little. Down, curl belly button to spine, and up, look up, tail up, and down, look up. And exhale, curl down. Good, all right. Hopefully we are nice and warmed up. We're gonna stay down on the ground for this next part. So what we're gonna do is called a bird dog. So hands and knees. You wanna get your hands right on your shoulders, knees right on the hips, spread the fingers nice and wide. You're gonna first relax your chest, then push up tall like we've been doing. So this time we did arms, we did legs. Now we're gonna do both of them together. So you take opposite arm and leg, reach them straight forward, straight back, down, up. So we're just kind of going towards the ground, maybe touching it, tapping it, and going back up again. And like I talked about before, you want to pretend you have a glass of water on your back. You don't want to spill. So you don't want to be teetering, tottering, just going up and down, staying really tall out of this shoulder. One more, kicking straight forward, reach straight forward, or straight back, reach straight forward. And let's switch sides. So again, push up tall out of the shoulders and reach opposite arm and leg straight forward, straight back. Swing them down and up, not stopping in between. Just a nice smooth motion. This is seen as one of kind of the best basic back strengthening exercises because it really works those extensors, which are the things that get pretty dormant when we sit a lot. A couple more. Good, and relax. We call that move part of our spinal hygiene. So if you really want to have a happy back for as long as possible, that's a really a big move that you should be doing every single day to help out with that. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is to help open up your mid-back. I'm gonna turn my mat here so you can see what I'm doing. So we're gonna start off laying on our side. Now if you need a pillow under your head, or if this isn't comfortable on your shoulder, if you do it on a bed or on a couch, that's fine too. But basically you wanna lay on your side. You're gonna pull your knees up as far as you can. And then we're gonna take this top arm and we're gonna rotate and we're gonna look with it. And it's like you're trying to get your shoulder to touch the floor. And come back. So watch this a couple times. Knees are way up. And what that does is that keeps your low back. For me, if my knees are down here, my whole body can roll. Whereas if I really tuck my knees up, I get a lot of work through that mid and upper back. Okay, go ahead and get in that position. So you're on your side, you're tucking your knees way up. You can put both hands out, you can support your head, whatever works. And then let's rotate, and you want to look with your hand. Get your shoulder to the floor if you can, and come back. And rotate, open, look, breathe. Come back. We're doing 3 more. Open. If you're just hanging out, if your arm's kind of up, just hang there for a second. And come back. Again. Make sure those knees are tucked up far, you're not feeling it in your low back. And 1 more. Good. Let's switch sides. So we're going to turn all the way over. Other side. Knees all the way up. Arm out, and we're going to rotate. If you find you really don't go very far, try bending the elbow. That'll take you a little bit further usually. Okay, and back and rotate again, but keeping the arms straight is the ideal. And come back. Rotate again. Come back. Rotate again. Again, look with it. Make your neck turn gently, but it's a good time to get some range of motion out of that. And rotate again. And relax. Nice. So we're going to alternate these two. We're going to do our bird dogs, and then we're going to come back down and do our rotations. So starting hands and knees, spread the fingers nice and wide, relax the chest, and now push up tall. And then we're going to do opposite arm and leg, straight forward, straight back, down and up. Now another thing you want to look at is that you see how far apart my knees and my hands are. You don't want them in line like this. This is really pretty tricky. You want them a little apart. That'll make your core do the more of the work of stabilizing as your arm and leg move, which is what our core is supposed to be doing. And just swinging down and up. Should feel a little bit of your glute working, a little bit of your shoulder working. Again, this is a great spine hygiene move. Keep your back happy for a long time. Let's switch sides. So again, push up tall in between, get stable, and then swing. And I want your head back with your body. Shouldn't be like head down towards the ground, even with your body, but tuck your chin a little bit. So you want, if your spine had a rod through it, it would be going straight through to the wall, not looking up necessarily, not dropping your head down. One more. Good. Okay, let's get down and do some rotation. So, on your side, supporting your head, knees way, way up, arm is out, either straight or bent if you need it, and then rotate. Breathe. Come back, and rotate. And again, we really should be feeling it through the middle and upper back. And come back. If you feel a little pinch, that's kind of normal, that's okay. And come back, and rotate. This tends to get really, really stuck on a lot of people. Come back, and rotate one more time. If you want to, you can kind of hang out here for a couple seconds at the end if you really need to try and get that arm lower. And relax. Okay, switch sides. Supporting the head, knees really far up, reach the arm out, and rotate. Now I've been doing progressively harder or more involved thoracic, which is mid-back rotation stuff, and this is really a very involved one, so it gets lots of motion and it really challenges your mobility. So if you can do this one, it is the best one to do. Obviously the seated ones are a little easier throughout the day, but if you can get down on the floor, at least at the end of your day, that is great. Let's do one more and rotate, turn your head with it, and relax. Also that turning the head, really great for loosening up the neck. So really, it works everything from here up in a great mobilizing way. All right, so now we're gonna do back to our balance. I really hope by now that you're able to do this without help. I'm gonna do it without help, and this time we are gonna do swinging the leg. So we're gonna do 30 seconds and go. So swinging the leg again. If you can do with your arms, go for it. Now we're doing only 30 seconds this time because we have other stuff that we're gonna do in this little section. Again, if you need more, you can just do eyes closed, but I like the leg swing. It feels a little more, I don't know, functional. It's kind of how we walk. Bigger leg swings, you can do that if you feel like you want a little bit of a challenge, but don't feel like you have to. It's not about stretching. Okay, switch sides and go. Because if your foot isn't staying flat, if you're really rocking all over the place, then you're not really ready to push more. Balance is one of those things that when you don't use it, you honestly lose it. So doing a little bit of this every day will just keep what you got or improve it. Breathe, a few more seconds. On my best side, woo. There we go, okay. And relax. Also, doing it on your mat versus on hardwood ground is a little bit more difficult. So if you want to make it even harder, fold a towel and stand on top of a towel or a really thick pillow, something like that. That'll challenge your balance quite a bit. Okay, next we're doing marching in place. Ready and go. And no, I didn't tell you how long we're doing this for. I want you to just go straight into it. We're doing a minute. I know you guys can do it. Again, this is a good way to get some cardio in if you can't go anywhere, because a minute is a surprisingly long amount of time when you're marching. Really get those knees up, really swing the arms forward and backward. Breathing, tall, eyes on the horizon. This is where you get to think about your posture and breathing. Hopefully this gets you breathing a little hard. That's the goal. Because when our blood is flowing, our muscles are more apt to stretch and relax. Good. Okay, we're gonna use our chair for this one. And we're basically gonna do a wider push-up. If you wanna use a counter or a desk or a wall, that's totally fine. But instead of going kind of right underneath your shoulders here, I want you to go a little bit wider. That might mean you need to hold it like this. Again, if you're on a desk or something, you can just go a little wider than your shoulders. That's kind of the ideal. And you want to walk out wherever you can. Really, there we go. Go a little wide with it. Up on the toes, and let's do for 10. 1, 2, letting those shoulder blades come back together, opening the chest. 4, keeping your core tight. 5, we don't want the belly sinking down. 6, I would say pretend you're getting punched and you're kind of bracing for it. 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. All right, let's go back to balancing and go. Again, you might be wondering why we're doing this leg swing balance. This opposite hand and leg connection is really great for our core muscles, specifically obliques, which you probably heard of before, which really people do like side crunches, but that's not what the obliques do. The obliques connect this way. And so just doing this gets more activation of your obliques than any of those side crunches or bicycle crunches. That's not really functional. I mean, how often do you really do this in real life? You don't, but you do walk and you do reach for things and you do run. And this is much more targeting to functional obliques than anything else. This and walking, but I do notice that people tend to walk holding things. We hold our bags, we hold our coffee, we hold our phone, and so we don't really get this opposite arm and leg connection. Switch sides. That was a full minute. Great job. And go. So doing this opposite arm and leg exaggerated is really going to use these muscles. If you imagine a line here to here, I'm going to use those muscles as we move. Also balance, because it's a good thing. And our balance and our core are very much connected. You want to prevent yourself from having ankle sprains, from falling, just having good balance for the rest of your life. This is a great exercise. Breathe. Going a little longer on this middle round. The third round will go back to the 30 seconds. I would say if you have 2 minutes to do something in a day, you can do this and marching in place. And you're at least going to get your blood flowing. You're going to work your balance. You're going to get a little core activation. And relax. You're going to get new oxygen to your brain. And we're marching in, go. You actually are, studies show, if you work for 50 minutes, so 5-0, and then you take a 10-minute break and get some sort of physical activity, whether it's just walking around, whatever it is, you are going to be more productive for the next hour. It's science. So even though it feels like, oh, I can't stop now because I'm on such a roll and I'm doing things, scientifically, and research shows that you are actually hurting your productivity. Because when you come back from that break, when you have new blood flowing to your brain, you're going to do better work. Breathing up tall. Think about that posture. Relax those shoulders away from your ears. This is your time during the day to think about your body and reconnect with your body. 5 more seconds. And relax. Good. Another set of push-ups. So again, whatever you've got, counter, wall, chair, hands a little wider than you were before. And go. 1. Again, keeping the chest open, not curling in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, last round. 30 seconds of balancing on each leg. And go. Swinging the leg. Again, staying tall. Think about all 4 corners of your foot. Keeping the toes spread if you can. My balance is really off today. And that's okay. It's okay to struggle a little bit. It's okay to touch your toe down. It's okay to make smaller swings. That's probably what I should be doing. There we go. That's a lot better. And switch sides. And go. It's okay to back off a little bit. You want to find where you are successful, but you are making an effort. So for me, if I do more, I feel like I might not be able to do it successfully. So I'm going to sit right here. I was doing it before, but I was touching down a whole lot. I was kind of wobbly. but not really helping me as much. There's a zone of struggling that is just struggling. There isn't really improvement or learning going on. And relax. Good. 1 minute of marching and go. See? Those 2 minutes, 30 seconds balancing on each leg, swinging the leg, and a minute of marching. It gets a lot more accomplished than you would have thought. So think about tall through the top of the head, relax your neck, breathe, let the shoulders relax and just go with the motion. Don't try to control your body too much and keep tension. Actually, you want to kind of be loose and just let your body move. That's another thing about when you go on a walk or if you're walking, just let your body do the motion. Don't try to control too much. While yes, I think it's good to sit up tall, stand up tall, you don't want to be like too stiff up tall. You just want to be tall and going with the motion. Breathe. This is also good for that like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon slump, where all of a sudden you get really tired and relax. All right, last set of push-ups. Let's do it. Hands nice and wide, feet are together up on the toes, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo, good job. Done with the meat and potatoes so far of this workout. Or stretch exercise, I don't know. I think of it as a workout. Okay, let's get our chair back out again. We are gonna do some squats. So, remember, feet are a little wide. So, if this is kind of my hip width, I wanna go a little wider than that. Turning your toes about 20 to 30 degrees. This is a start. Find what feels comfortable to you. And then what you want to think about is using your chair to sit straight down. You don't really want to be doing this lean over and then really arch your back to get your chest up. I feel pressure here, I feel pressure here. That's not really what we're going for. Whereas if I kind of just sit straight down, I feel my legs working. We want to feel the muscles in your thighs and in your hips and just up and down. Don't worry too much about keeping the chest up super far. That comes from your hips, because when my hips don't bend, my chest falls down. So if you think about sitting your butt straight down, your chest will naturally stay up. A couple more. Good, all right. Now we're gonna do a little mountain climber. And what we're gonna do to keep our nice open chest is we're gonna put our hands here, and just like we were doing on the ground, we're gonna push tall when we were doing that bird dog, and stay here, and we're just gonna walk one knee up, then the other, and alternate. And really this is helping your upper body stay upright as you march. One knee up, other knee up. Head up, in line with your body. Not the time to be curled like this. If we work our muscles in this position, they will hold it better. And we're getting a little core work. Breathe, a couple more. And relax. Good. Hopefully you're feeling a little sweat, a little work by now. Let's go feet a little wide. Toes turn out 20, 30 degrees. Play with it a little bit. If you feel like, oh, if I go a little bit further, I can get down way lower, go for it. All right, using the chair, and let's go. Just breathing. Again, you want to go where you feel it in the muscles, not in your joints. Shouldn't be in the front of your knees, shouldn't be in the low back. Just as low as you can. When you kind of hit that resistance, come back up. We're just opening up the hips, creating some mobility there. It's going to get you a lot more mobility than just sitting and stretching is. Although we're also going to do that after this. Let's do one more. Good, okay. So mountain climbers, put your hands on counter, desk, chair, whatever you've got. We're going to push up tall. I'm going to open my chest forward. Nice proud chest is what I like to call it. And then just one leg up, other knee up. If all you can do is walk, that's fine. If you can drive the knee up, great. You notice that I'm not curling my body to get my knee to touch my elbow. That's not really what we want. We want to keep nice posture, and we're just challenging it, challenging the muscles by bringing one knee up and then the other. Breathe, shoulders away from the ears, push down through the chair, and breathe. Great job, guys. Now let's get in a little stretching. Static stretching. You really were doing great mobility work now. Now we're doing static stretching. Okay, so sitting. You're gonna bring that ankle up. If you need to drop the foot down, the knee down to get that ankle up there, that's totally fine. Ideally, you'll have your foot flat, kind of get this ankle up there. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna lean forward till you feel a good stretch in this hip. And just hold and breathe. Then we're gonna turn our shoulders towards our knee and feel a little bit different of a stretch in that hip. And hold and breathe. And then you're gonna turn and face your shoulders over your foot. So 45 degrees the other way. And we're just gonna go back and forth. Middle. Over the knee. Over the foot. Middle. Over the knee. If you can lean a little further, go for it. Over the foot. What you'll notice is around that third time, you start to lean forward a little more. You get a little opening of that hip. I have seen so many people do this stretch and just sit here and push on their knee all day long and not get anywhere. This little movement back and forth makes a huge difference. Okay, so either foot down, foot up, and lean forward, hold, breathe. Turn over your knee. Turn over your foot. Ooh, this one's tight for me. Middle, and it is normal to feel different side to side. Over the knee, because we're one hand dominant, we tend to be a little off side to side. Over the foot. It's okay, it's not a huge deal. Over the middle. Over the knee. Over the foot. You also might feel different stretch from side to side. Again, not a big deal. One more time over the middle, as long as it's up in this hip out here, that's what we're looking for. Over the knee. And over the foot. Good, okay, now we're gonna get those forearms and hands. So, like this, and I'm gonna pull the fingers and the thumb. Get that thumb in there. It's easy to let the thumb hang out, but especially with all the typing, holding, phoning, video gaming, you wanna get the thumb in there and hold, and again, just find where you feel a pull and stop there. If you feel it in your hand, your forearm, your elbow, just hold right there. These are very dexterous little muscles, so we don't wanna pull on them a ton. And breathe. If you feel like, oh, I stopped feeling stretch, pull a little bit more. And relax, switch sides. Now the reason we're doing some static stretching here at the end is that we worked these muscles. We pushed up and held ourselves, we got the blood flowing, so it's okay to do a little bit of a hold stretch, and I find on these muscles in particular, because they are pretty small, a little stretch goes a really long way. Hard to get a lot of mobility, range of motion out of these guys otherwise. You can straighten the fingers, do that. Woo, that's tight. And relax. Now we're gonna go back to the first hand. I want you to make a fist, curl your wrist down, straighten the elbow, and then you're just gonna gently pull. And I feel it right across here. That's really common. You could feel it up into here, up into even the elbow. Just hold there, breathe. Again, really gentle on these guys, but you do want all of the fingers in it. So your thumb is over the top of your fingers. And switch, you're gonna fingers under the thumb, roll your fist down and hold. And relax. Okay, let's go back to that figure 4 stretch. Ankle up on the knee. First, get your hips all the way back in the chair. And then lean forward, hold, breathe. Feeling a good stretch up in here. Whew, it's a good one. And then lean over the knee, rotate. Lean a little further over the foot. You should feel this time you can go a little further. Middle. Over the knee. Over the foot. Lean a little further, good. And relax. Now the reason we do that is that there's multiple muscles up in this hip, They're kind of like a fan across your booty. And so by leaning, you get all of the different ones. Like I said, sometimes I can see people just doing this stretch over and over and over and they don't get anywhere. It's because they're not hitting the right muscles actually. All right, so let's lean forward, hold, breathe. So by getting all of them, you actually allow the joint and over the knee to get more mobility and more movement. Over the foot, really breathe into it. Middle. If you need to push down a little bit, do that. Knee. Foot. These are bigger muscles, so you can push a little bit on these. Feel the stretch and push just a bit. Way bigger than the muscles in your forearms. Middle. I can hike mine a little higher on that one. That felt good. Over the knee. Breathe. Over the foot. And relax. Good. Another good one you can do at your desk, but I do recommend warming up, getting the blood flowing before just hitting that stretch. Okay, let's do palm up. Get all 5 fingers in there and get a little stretch and just hold. The second round you should feel, you'll feel it in a different area maybe. Maybe you felt it in your hand or your wrist. Now you feel it more up on the forearm muscles. That's pretty normal. Maybe if you push a little on your thumb, you feel a little more. And relax. Let's do the other side. Straightening the elbow versus bending the elbow. We definitely want to straighten because there are a couple muscles that cross the elbow. Most of them don't, but we want to make sure to get those ones too if we can. And again, get that thumb in there. You can do the thumb as a separate stretch on its own. I just find people tend to really pull on it too much. Like I said, dexterous, small muscles we want to be gentle with. And relax, and let's go thumb over the fingers, roll the wrist down, and just hold there. You can kind of turn on this one. If you rotate this way, you'll get a little bit different than if you rotate that way. Because there are so many little muscles. I feel a little more if I go this way, so I'm gonna hold there, but again, really gentle, especially if you feel it here. These are tendons, not the muscle belly. So if you feel the pull in the muscle, you can give that just a little bit more than you can in the tendon. So be super, super gentle on that pull. And switch sides, the fingers inside the thumb. And again, you can kind of turn. For me, it's right there. And just be really gentle, breathe. Again, elbows straight because there's a couple that come way up here. Make sure that thumb stays in. And relax. All right, guys. You made it through the first week of day 5. Keep your momentum going, and I will see you next time.